Buongiorno. Thank you for being here today, and today's video is going to be about how to avoid the crowds in Florence and have a peaceful, tranquil holiday. We were sitting in the park the other day and we were talking to this Italian man who was saying like, how are you guys here? Are you guys tourists? And we were like, no, we live here, we're not tourists anymore. And he was kind of opening up about how the tourists have impacted the local Italians here. He himself had not been to the Uffizi galleries in over 20 years because it was too busy. And he was kind of sad because he said people don't realize that this is somebody's holiday, but it's our home, you know. And a lot of times mass tourism creates a disrespectful way of dealing with the locals and an overcrowded center that is not even fun as a visitor to be in. So I thought I'd make a video about how to be in the city without being caught up in that, and also contributing to being more respectful and more quiet about your stay. Yeah, keep watching if you're interested in this. There are some amazing, beautiful hotels outside of the city center that I can recommend to stay at. I prefer a hotel over an Airbnb because Airbnb has created a lot of problems for the locals here, since landowners prefer to rent their houses to Airbnb since that makes more money, and this makes it very difficult for the locals to find accommodating housing, affordable housing. So when we stay in Florence, we have always in the past stayed at hotels because you are actually more involved with the locals because you're talking to the staff every day. You can practice your Italian. Hotels also have great services like breakfast and cleaning, and also you're helping the local economy more than when you're booking through Airbnb. Most of the time when you arrive here in Florence, the first thing you probably want to do is see the city center, which is exactly what all of your fellow travelers are going to do. But if you get up really early, like you are in the center, let's say between 7 and 8 o'clock, you can enjoy the quiet, beautiful streets and take pictures, and there are not many people there since most of the shops open up around 10 o'clock. When you come back to the hotel, you are still in time for breakfast and you have already seen the beautiful city. Another perfect thing to do when you arrive in Florence is to download an app called Ride Movie, which allows you to pick up a bike anywhere in the city, a normal bike or an electrical bike, and it will bring you in the periphery. You can go uphill super easily and super fast, and it's just a great way to explore the city without getting stuck in traffic. So one of my favorite spots that is on the fringe of the city is Potaromana. That is the original entrance of the city here, and it has a beautiful little park right next to it, next to the Boboli Gardens, that hosts an art school, and also you can take your children there, you can have a picnic there. They have benches and tables under the trees, and also for dogs it's perfect because they can be off leash there. Obviously, the first thing you can do to avoid crowds is to travel to Florence off-season, anywhere between September and the end of April. Also because of the weather, which is beautiful all year round except for the summer when it gets really hot and humid here. Now, like most people, you might be coming to Florence for the magnificent art that was created here during the Renaissance. Instead of standing in line for hours to see the popular museums, I highly recommend going to the churches instead. Many churches contain beautiful, significant works of art that you can peacefully go see. Most churches open between 9:30 and 10 in the morning and close around 4. Sometimes they also close for a few hours around 12, so be sure to check the opening hours online first. I will list some of my favorite churches down below for you to discover. Another charming little park is on the other side of the city next to the Arno River. It's called Giardino Lungarno del Tempio, and it is across from Ponte San Nicolo. You can have a cappuccino there outside in the terrace overlooking the Arno, and there's also a little playground and sports area and a small separate dog area where dogs can be off leash. And if you walk to the other side of the river over the Ponte San Nicolo, you will find on the corner a wonderful cafe and pasticceria called Rimani, where locals from the neighborhood come for their morning cappuccino, and they don't only have great cappuccino but also delicious pastries and chocolates, and you can sit in or outside. When you sum up all of the things I've talked about in this video, a lot comes down to the timing of your visit and spending time on the periphery of the center. Before we moved here, we spent some time in Galuzzo, a little town that borders Florence. It was as if you were in a different time and you would not see any tourists there at all. The countryside around Florence is one of the most beautiful in the world, and places like Galuzzo are still close enough to the city. A bus takes you to the city center in 7 minutes, and they are so worth visiting or even staying in. If you drive out even a little further, you run into Machiavelli's house, and there's a beautiful restaurant there as well, overlooking the Tuscan countryside. Of all places, you shouldn't have any problems finding a nice trattoria, cafe, or ice cream shop in Florence. They are everywhere around the city, but if I have to give you a favorite, I still think the Oltrarno is the best place and area to find nice trattorias. One of my favorite ones is Angelino. But there are many others that you can look into. And also for shopping, the Oltrarno is such a pretty area with lots of beautiful shops, antique stores, vintage stores. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, or if you have other tips and tricks to avoid the crowds, leave it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Ciao! Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos about beautiful Italy. Ci vediamo presto!